Good morning. Welcome to Pat's Pondering. Although I lost the child rearing years, I still find this little story a very comfort. This is from the Chicken Soup for the Mother's Soul, too. It's called Tired. Children are a great comfort in our old age, and they help you reach it faster, too. Lionel Kaufman. It was a headline: Learn to Recognize, Fight Fatigue Symptoms, that initially caught my eye. Having not had a full night's sleep since 1990, the text completely drew me in. Feeling too exhausted to complete the daily routine? By mid-afternoon, are you ready for a nap? The article asked. My autobiography had been written without me even knowing it. Spellbound, I read on. Fatigue can have a variety of lifestyle causes, including lack of sleep, the author declared. Really? Well, who would have guessed that I was walking around only half coherent because I don't get enough sleep? Who penned this stroke of genius? I wondered. Albert Einstein? Fatigue has a variety of causes. All right. Most of which begin at the moment of conception and continue through the child-rearing years. Once spawned into the world, the tiny barnacle we call child will not sleep through the night for, in some reason, 21 years. I'm told there will very likely be a 3 or 4 year period when the child will not wake up. Not having a child who has reached that stage, I have yet to see how this is a bad thing. Colic, teething, immunizations perpetuate the fatigue problem in parents of those fresh from God. But later, fielding questions like, do tornadoes poop? And hearing at 11 o'clock p.m., oh, Mom, I forgot to tell you, I have to dress like Caesar Augustus tomorrow. This only serves further aggravation to the condition. Some of the symptoms of exhaustion are obvious. Some is the presence of bags and or dark circles under the eyes. Most likely, however, the signs of disease will be more subtle. There are a few simple questions that you can ask yourself to determine if you, too, are suffering from sleep deprivation. Have you ever given birth? Is the child still at home? Did you ever give birth again? It is important to note that each sequent labor and delivery increases one's chances of developing a lack of sleep disorder. Have you ever been asked, why do people look down when they pray when God's up there? Do you ever provide answers to questions that you know deep down don't really answer the question? For example, because I'm your mom, that's why. And because I said so. I heard those. When your child asks you if you have seen his math paper, have you ever, without so much as blinking, looked in the freezer? Look at your feet. Are you wearing 2 socks of different hues? Do you have spit up on one or more of your shoulders when you leave for work in the morning? Do you eat 2 or more meals per day in a moving vehicle? Have you ever slept in the living room on a towel wearing nothing but your swimsuit simply because you were asked in January, can we go to the beach? When playing Candyland, have you ever become violet when 2 spaces before being named Candyland Champion of the World, you draw the swirly mint card. Now, I don't know how Candy Crush plays, but I guess that's probably not the best way to do it. If you answered yes to one or more of the above questions, there's a good chance that you are tired. But what can you do about it? The article offered several brilliant suggestions for combating fatigue. This one was my favorite. Reduce stress in your life where you can. If tubal ligation had been a prerequisite for graduating from high school, this may have been possible. Unfortunately, there is no going back now. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet, the article recommended. I like that today. Not possible, I responded under my breath, because no matter how violent my efforts, my morning 4 little people will find their way through the dark into my bed. They will illuminate their path with the bug light flashlights they ordered off of the back of the cereal box. They will pry both my eyes open with their greasy little fingers and ask, "Are you asleep?" I know this happens for sure. They will then lie down next to me and begin to breathe, all 4 of them in different intervals. My oldest son will put one hand under his opposite armpit and flap until flatulence has been successfully stimulated. The other 3 will subsequently giggle, chortle, and begin to trash about. They will laugh so hard they start to cough. Then they will ask me for a drink of water. That done, they will ask me what time it is. Time to go back to sleep, I will say. They'll ask me how long is it until morning. Not long enough, I will answer wearily. My son will burp. The giggles will begin again. Then the coughing. Then the need for a drink. My temper will heat up, and inevitably the cool, dark, quiet conditions conducive to obtaining good night's rest will be shattered. I'm not a doctor. I do not hold a PhD in the sleep sciences, but after having 4 cesarean sections and then feebly attempting to raise the aftermath, I feel qualified to declare that as long as one is a mother, there is no way to effectively fight fatigue. What's worse, even after our children are grown, they will continue to make us tired. We could run, but we can't hide. They'll find us in our school houseboats off the deserted islands we purchased with our 401k money. It will not matter that we left no forwarding address. There will be, and most likely, they will have reproduced. People will be calling us Nana. Of some comfort is that most mothers find that they're able to, although sometimes just barely, secure employment, maintain a semi-efficient household, meet the basic needs of our children, create a Caesar Augustus costume in 24 minutes, and still carry on an adult conversation. Although those conversations tend to be about how your 2-year-old son used the potty for the first time. Fatigue, as mothers know and accept, is nothing more than the trade-off for the comfort of squinting in the night to see the soft rise and fall of your son's tiny chest as he lies sleeping in his bassinet, for the pleasure of kissing jam-smeared face, for being the one that he wants when he's sick, for hearing his teacher say, "He's a great kid." Fatigue is the small price we pay for being our child's safe harbor, for his whisper in the dark, "Can I sleep in your bed?" This was written by Stacy Ann Richmond, and it's really cute. I just like things like that make you stop and think. And yes, motherhood is a huge job. And if you've had the blessing of having children, You know exactly what she was talking about. Every kid's different, so every routine is going to be different, but the joys of motherhood are worth all the sleepless nights and the being tired. I hope you have a great day, and just remember, you were blessed with those children. Work. I get to be their mother. Bye for now. See you next week.